Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we're going to be talking Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 12, Baby Steps. So, a good bit went down in this episode. I'm just going to get right into it. I'm going to start with this episode, with one of the new experts, Dr. Pia, came to visit the couples in this episode to discuss where they're at. I'm going to start with Stasha and Nate. Now, Stasha and Nate, the issue, they have communication issues, but the issue is that Stasha really wants to be in control all the time, and she has a hard time trusting. And so when they met with the new expert, Dr. Pia, Nate is just trying to figure out ways that he can trust her, and Dr. Pia asked her do you combine trust and control? And, Sasha made a really weird analogy. She was like, you know what, it's just she has a hard time believing certain things. Her analogy was if someone told me the sky was blue, I wouldn't believe it until I see it. And I'm like, okay, weird analogy, but okay. So, that's the issue that they're having. So, what Dr. Pia had them to do, and then all the couples had to do an exercise in this episode, Dr. Pia suggested, let Nate take control. Do something that, you have no control over and let Nate be in control. So later in the episode, Stasha and Nate, tied each other up and did some kind of it's kind of like something sexy, kind of like a bondage type thing where they're tied up and did some weird, soft sex positions and stuff. It was pretty intense, but that was their exercise where but in that exercise in the episode, Nate took control. And you should have seen the look on Sasha's face. It was just priceless. She did not know it was coming. But they did this nice weird bondage sex exercise. It was a little weird, but if it spices things up in the relationship, so be it. So that's the main thing. Stasha wants to be in control all the time. And the issue that she's having with Nate is that she realizes that she can't be in control all the time. And Nate wants to know, if he can really trust her. He wants to know by her if he can really trust her. So, that's where they're at. We didn't see much else out of that with them. So I'm just going to move on. The other three couples had it pretty interesting. Next I want to talk is Lindy and Miguel. So for their exercise, they brought in a fake baby. The experts decided to give Lindy and Miguel have been really a power couple. Me personally, I think they're still right in the middle. They haven't had a huge blow up. Lindy can get a little mouthy and at times, and I think in future episodes we're gonna see more of that. But right now, they're the power couple. They're not really fighting that much, and they're just enjoying their time being married. So they gave a little exercise on parenting. So they brought in a fake baby for them. The fake baby was it was pretty high tech. It was it would go off every 2 hours. It would they had to fake changing it, feeding it, carrying it all around and stuff. It was it was a good exercise for them. They were staying up all night with it and stuff. And even later when they went out to the beach and stuff, they even brought the baby on a stroller to the beach. So they were really taking that exercise really serious on how it'd be if they were actual parents eventually one day. And I thought that was that was a really nice exercise for Lindy and Miguel. They seem they're adjusting to it, and they seemed very fit for that. So I think if they were to stay married, I think they would make good parents, and that was a great exercise for them. So so not much went out with them. Next I want to talk is Kristen and Mitch. Now, when they met with Dr. Pia, Kristen asked them both what is their childhood and who was their childhood heroes. Mitch had said all the heroes in the movies, and Kristen said her mom and stuff. and her mom came from a different kind of background and stuff. And Mitch actually challenged her on that. And he challenged her on that and questioning that because said something about you're. It was just the way that she worded that kind of really confused Mitch, and him and Kristen got into a big fight over it. Why are you challenging me about that? And she was like, this is what I can't stand. Everything I say is to be challenged by him and stuff, and I know Mitch didn't intentionally do it, but he has he does have he's very opinionated, which is fine, but sometimes he'll get you in trouble. And the expert was just you have to really listen to your wife basically and everything. So after that, it was cool for them. For their little exercise, they did the candle wax, pouring it on the body and stuff, and everything. Had to, I think Lindy and Miguel had to try that too. It body shot, the body shot thing, that was their little exercise and everything. And they had to answer these little questions, I think one of the questions what would you do if you caught me watching porn and stuff, some of these weird questions and whatever for their little exercise. It was kind of weird, but they did it and they seemed to enjoy it. So again, whatever floats their boat. So yeah. So yeah, again, not much went down. Like I said, all the couples met with Dr. Pia and to discuss things. Next I want to talk is Morgan and Ben. So we only seen them, I think we've seen them for one or two scenes. They're still not talking. Now, we all know Morgan and Ben, they're separated. Morgan just feels like she cannot trust Ben with anything. Doesn't seem like nothing he could say or do to really change her mind. So Dr. Pia comes in and talks to him. Morgan's crying and everything. And, she asked Ben that, she asked Morgan that, what do you want from Ben? And she wants, Morgan says she wants a full emotional apology, of him and him owning up to what he did and everything. And you could do that all you want, but that's not the point. I could apologize and beg for forgiveness all I want, but we're married, and decision day, they said decision day is only 15 days away, so we're getting close. I feel usually past seasons, the seasons be dragging, but this season I feel it's gone fast. So on this season, it's going fast, and we're really close to decision day, so that's just pretty wild to me. And so, Ben, Dr. Pia asked Ben why did he do what he did, and he was just why didn't you just go to your wife and everything? And he was like, I was just scared. Sometimes I'm scared of Morgan, and sometimes the tone that she uses with me kind of reminded me of my dad. And he said his dad was really hard on him back in the day and stuff, and Morgan did admit, I could have handled it. My tone could have been a little bit better, but it just doesn't change the fact that, he went behind my back and talk crap about me behind my back to other people and stuff, and I want to say something to that point. You're going behind her back, yeah, but keep in mind, I hope they remember that they're still on a TV show. They're on a reality dating show, and they're legally married, and they're in a short little bubble for 8 weeks and stuff. So going behind her back, it's gonna get found. It sucks, but when you're filming, it's everything's gonna come about. So I just hope Morgan realizes that. Now, this is not confirmed, and so I just want to put a disclaimer on that. This is not confirmed. I heard a rumor that Morgan and Ben don't even make it to decision day. And I seen the previews for upcoming episodes, and it didn't have them in it. So, I think we have an episode or two left, and I think they just go their separate ways completely. So I don't think Morgan and Ben even make it to decision day. And that's just a rumor. It's not confirmed yet. We have to wait and see, but yeah, it's just not looking good for them. They tried to Dr. Pia just tried to give them exercise. Like, Morgan, I think Morgan is just very tapped out at this point. So, yeah. And the last couple I'm going to talk about is Alexis and Justin. So, these two are just on they're on an up and down battle here. All right, so we start the episode off with Alexis and Justin are arguing about Alexis wants to go out to the club like for 2 hours every weekend. And Justin is not feeling that. Justin's not feeling that. He's not liking that. So that's one of the big things that young couples fight about, just going to the club and stuff. Going to the club, and it just causes a big commotion. So Dr. Pia comes in, and they discuss, like she said, they were fighting before she came in. And Dr. Pia was like, I heard a lot of commotion. What's going on? And they discussed that and everything. And she asked Alexis, like, are you ready to be married to Justin? And she keeps saying I don't know, no, and stuff. Like, she does not like Justin. She does not want to be with him, and it's really sad. And then they brought up the club thing, and Alexis actually got mad at both Justin and Dr. Pia because just because I want to go out to the club